Sovereign keys are a new kind of cryptocurrency designed to empower and facilitate humanitarian peoples and organizations that are creating systems and structures that provide for the basic rights of humankind, which we believe to include unlimited and unconditional access to nutritious food, clean water, electricity, basic technology, education, and comfortable housing. Our currency is distributed through Hellenic decentralized autonomous organizational principles, which means you can help us decide how to distribute our currency as an equal voter with the rest of us. No one owns this currency. It's not owned by any centralized entity. It's pretty easy to have a vote, and as time goes on, it'll actually become a little more difficult. I intend to propose that at some point you have to have a certain number of keys, and you have to show up to at least like one meeting a month to basically keep your vote eventually. But right now, basically anyone can have one just by showing up, because that's the stage we're in. So currently, our collectively agreed upon distribution plan is as follows. This agreement can be changed with a majority consensus vote. So about 10% goes to eco-communities that choose to support our people with housing and experiences. And when we give them the keys, they issue us vouchers. So whatever the value is in keys, we then get to claim from them in terms of allowing people who use our economy to live there and experience events or whatever it is they have to offer there. So 10% to sustainable, ethical, cooperative businesses that are creating positive alternatives to old system services and products. And that's the same deal. It's like if we issue $10,000 to a business, they give us $10,000 worth of product, or they give us vouchers for whatever their service is. And then our customers or our people can redeem their keys with us for those vouchers. So yeah, that starts flowing around. 30% about goes to other decentralized autonomous organizations that are with the ASC collective umbrella. Another 30% goes to outside organizations who are doing purely relief to people in need. 20% to core adopters and supporters of the currency, and 10% for sale for USD. And that money is also holonically distributed by our DAO, which is this collective here, the Keys Collective, to maximize positive impact on our people and planet Earth. So the flow that kind of gets created from this, money moves into the supporters of the currency and into humanitarian organizations. The humanitarian organizations then use it to pay their volunteers who stop being volunteers and start being employees of the new paradigm. The employees then take that currency and then can redeem it at communities and businesses in the network that are also signing on to support it. So basically what we're doing here is revolutionizing the nonprofit movement by having it not really be not profit anymore, in the sense where instead of all of us volunteering our time and struggling to live and get the money we need to travel and eat and just like be somewhere and like go to events, instead we get to be honored and recognized for the time and the work that we're doing, making this planet a better place for everyone on it. And then we get to be supported in our capacity to live and fulfill our projects. So we've begun our soft launch with 11 million tokens. After our soft launch, we'll go public with around 100 million. After that launch, our currency will be preset and have an unmodifiable growth rate of around 9% per year, which will redistribute to 2% goes to the miners and blockchain support for our specific blockchain. 3% is an interest to incentivize investors to hold on to keys, and also just to generate some more keys to put into the economy. And then 4% goes to a basic income program that is then consistently redistributed to humanitarian organizations that redistribute it to humanitarian volunteers so they can have a basic living income for light workers on this planet. Also, 100% of transaction fees are holonically distributed, so we get to vote on that and like what projects we support with the fees from the network. And for some kinds of fees, like just sending the key, we'll have a very small transaction rate, like much less than 1%, like is standard. But say when someone goes through our network and they like hire a consultant or they just purchase something from us, that'll be more, I'm proposing something more around the lines of an 11% tithing kind of tax. And then that goes back into a pool that starts fueling all the other things that we want. And we close this intro letter with, we invite you to support yourself and the people of planet Earth by choosing to use a currency made by our people for our people. Get your first keys free and earn more through working with humanitarian organizations or by promoting our cause, or offering a product or service / resource in exchange for our keys. And then it links to the pre-beta website, which links to the white paper, which also links to where you can get free keys, buy your keys, earn your keys, sell and spend your keys. And that is the whole working functional system portal in a nutshell. And we've begun issuing keys through the Waves wallet. And it could definitely use a lot of improvement now, but it's working. So yeah, that's it in a nutshell. Thank you. Questions? Chirp, chirp.
Hi, thank you. That sounds excellent. In terms of after a transition period from the current fiscal economic systems that are based around inflation and debt, which kind of create a ownership and colonization style rather than a stewardship style of recognition with energy and transference. We want to include a growth rate if the energies of, say, like in a decade or two, the energies of our species end up being recognized entirely through bit-based currency and other forms of real-based currency, rather than kind of what the U.S. Reserve has done.
So the question exactly is if we can change the growth rate later, if that happens?
Yeah, if that's flexible, when the
Right. Because if we have more, if it's like a huge scale adoption, we might need more than 100 million tokens.
if there's a perpetual growth rate base built into the economic systems in our species, then even if we finish mining this planet, we'll nevertheless set our species to a mind state of continuously extracting ever more resources because of a programmed inflation rate.
That can definitely be changed eventually if we feel like it.
Okay.
The way something like that would happen once we hard code it in is we'd have to launch it in another blockchain and then make the new keys interchangeable with the old keys. And that's what we'll do for the tokens too. So we have 11 million tokens right now. And if we want to launch to a new, like 100 million tokens, then we would need to just create a new currency. But yes, we can definitely make that change if we decide to. And we as a people get to decide that without any centralized entity outside of ourselves getting to make that choice for us. Mm-hmm. Any other questions? No, it just makes that much sense, huh? Or are there too many questions to ask? Well, all right. If there's no questions about this directly, and we're all here now, I'll